Hyvät kuulijat, Suomesta valitaan Lions-liiton vuosikokouksessa kansainvälinen johtaja eli International Director vuoden kuluttua alkavalle kaksivuotiskaudelle. Tervetuloa kuulemaan suomalaisten ID-ehdokkaiden ajatuksia. Olen entinen kansainvälinen johtaja Tapani Rahko ja Suomen Lions-liitto on valinnut minut toteuttamaan ehdokkaiden haastattelut. Haastattelujen teknisestä toteutuksesta vastaa Timo Tanskanen. Meillä on ehdokkaina 5 suomalaista Lions-johtajaa. Yksi heistä tulee toimimaan Lions-järjestön kansainvälisen hallituksen jäsenenä, eli kansainvälisenä johtajana toimintakausilla 2027-2029. Tässä tehtävässä tarvitaan kansainvälistä osaamista ja kielitaitoa. Järjestön kansainvälinen hallitus toimii englannin kielellä, joten nämä haastattelut toteutetaan englanniksi. We have 5 Finnish candidates for International Director in alphabetical order. Past Council Chairperson Heikki Hemmilä, Past District Governor Björn Hägerstrand, Past Council Chairperson Aarne Kivioja, Past Council Chairperson Sanna Mustonen, and Past District Governor Pekka Taskinen. Dear Lion leaders, you are warmly welcome to this session. I wish you all best of success in this interview. One of you will serve as a member of International Board of Directors of our association in 2027-29. To start this interview, I give you some claims or questions about Lions activities where you can answer yes or no. I have personally donated to LCIF this fiscal year.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have a golden pin from APC in this fiscal year.
I have participated in an international Lions service project this fiscal year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
No.
Yes.
I have worked in the CAT team at district or multiple district level.
Yes.
I have.
And in the district level, so many years ago.
No.
Not this year.
Any year.
Yes.
I have actively monitored the development of international Lions.
I have.
Yes, I'm actively reading all the newsletters, and I was also participating in the Congress last year in Orlando.
Yes.
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 I have strengthened the effectiveness of Lions in the society.
I'm not really sure what you are meaning about the effectiveness of the Lions.
So that the service have some purpose and effects, and you have strengthened Lions to do service.
Yes, of course. I have been leading several service projects and together with Aarne and so on.
Yes.
Yes. I have introduced many Lions, over 40.
Yes.
I have.
As an active Lion, I have networks that support my work as an international director.
Not yet.
Yes, I have over 10,000 friends in Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yes, I do have.
Yes, I'm in regular contact with my fellow district governors and also other lions in Finland.
Have you worked at international level in your professional life?
Yes, for 30 years.
Yes.
In professional life, no.
Yes, I have been working in the global Siemens organization several years in leading positions in Finland, Baltic countries, and in Nordic countries.
I can say yes.
My own Lions Club is committed to Mission 1.5 goals and taken at least 3 new members this fiscal year.
No.
This year, not 3.
Yes, we are committed, and we have already taken 2 new members, and we have some candidates still.
Not yet.
Yes, and we had a zone meeting yesterday, and we got the first 5-star excellence this year. So yesterday, so we are working good.
Do you want to clarify your answer to one of the questions in more details?
Perhaps the professional life and international level. I have made some presentations in English abroad, but my work is still in Finland, very locally in the city of Espoo. So it's not a corporation that has much connections abroad. So that clarification.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think I gave already good answers.
About these new members in my club. We have a very small club with elderly members. We have now program to ask about 2 new members, but not finalized yet.
Yeah, well, like I said, like I have over 10,000 Lions fans all over the world through Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and I think it's important that an international director will be marketing Lions, and it's not a hobby; it's a lifestyle.
No, well, to the last one, we have only had 2 members, but we tried to apply to the Mission 1.5.
Now we move on to broader questions, first about Lions service. Lions Clubs International has set global causes for our service. These include hunger, vision, environment, diabetes, childhood cancer, humanitarian needs, disaster relief, youth, and mental health and well-being. Is there a global cause that could be emphasized even more? And how could services be developed in that area?
Okay. Personally, I'm interested in the young people, the youth area, and there I have been working a lot. And I think that in the future, we should really emphasize and strengthen our goal for the youth generation.
I think that the mental health is now on top of agenda, and we should really do more. And we have this cooperation with the Mental Health Association in Finland, and we should really focus on that because the youth is now suffering, and the youth is our future anyway. So that is my main point.
Well, yeah, good question. I think we cover most of the areas. I would say that we should have some kind of better emergency project, like, you know, every time when we have a catastrophe, it takes so long time to gather funds, but we should have something for Ukraine, and we should have something for other places. So some more focus on this. I know we have some catastrophic one, but yeah, we should have a better emergency kind of scope.
If you refer to the list you were citing, I would choose youth. So young people are close to my heart.
Yes, and do you see any developments in that area that could be?
Well, we should get young people attend our activities and then to join our clubs. As we know very well, the problem is that we are, as Lions members, aging all the time. So personally, for example, last December, when my club was selling Christmas trees, I had 8 different youngsters helping me. 8 different from various sources. No one else in my club could make, well, one was able to make 1. I made 8.
I think mental health is one of the latest comers for the global causes, and we still haven't done very much with that topic. So it's something that affects actually so many people. Already young children and the teenagers are feeling quite bad. They have depression and anxiety, and that's something that we Lions could really have big effect on, help the youngsters to have normal lives, so with hobbies and friends and not too much pressure, because they have plenty of time to have the stress when they are adults.
LCI has 8 constitutional areas that include USA, Canada, South and Central America, Europe, Orient and Southeast Asia, Isami, Australia and South Pacific, and Africa. In which global causes of Lions service and in which parts of the world do you see the biggest potential for the growth of Lions service?
I think it is in Africa, because there are a lot of refugees coming from Africa, and we could help African people there. We have a good project, the solar cooker, for instance, and also the deep wells that we have bored there a few years ago. And I know that the Nordic countries are still doing that. So there are things that we could do, and that is close to European, and that's why there is motivation to help African countries. And also that is the newest constitutional area, and there will be a new world president from Kenya. So we have a good cooperation already.
So is there a specific global cause that should be emphasized in Africa?
And that is hunger, absolutely. And also catastrophe help. And we have helped in various catastrophes like drought and also floodings.
Well, if we see it to membership, was that the question? Where growth of membership or growth of service?
In the end, it's about service.
Okay, in the end, it's about service. Well, of course, we have the E countries like Africa and and some parts of Asia that is the poorest one. So of course there we should put the biggest focus. But also, as I mentioned, as you know, I'm really devoted into the Ukraine and the war. So of course, when there are big catastrophes, we should maybe prioritize that, because that's maybe short-term period, and we should focus full speed ahead on those. And when it calms down in catastrophic areas, then we should go to the underdeveloped areas where they are poorest, and we should give the biggest support.
Well, I belong to the area Europe, and it does not seem so good here. So if I would have to choose from your options, I would say Africa.
And in which global causes in Africa is there the biggest potential?
How to say it in a polite way, they are not so developed as we are. For example, hunger, which does not exist in Europe, is a problem in some African countries. The healthcare is not at the same level as in Europe. Do you want some more examples?
I think Africa, the constitutional area 8, has the greatest potential, because that's the newest constitutional area, and there are millions of people living there. There are lots of needs when the countries there are growing, developing, and have more contact also with us other lions. So the biggest potential surely is there.
And what about the global causes? Which global causes could be emphasized in Africa?
Of course, Africa is a big continent, so there are different needs, but I think environmental issues are still pretty new thing there, and if we could teach recycling and that sort of things, how to plant forests, how to develop some watering systems, that sort of things, it could bring better conditions for the people in those areas where they are suffering from drought and perhaps also from hunger.
Today, we have seen the biggest growth anyway in the Asian constitutional area. And if we think about our own constitutional area for the Europe, we have really missed very many lions. And I think that the need and the growth for the Global Lions Organization will come from the developing countries. But on the other hand, I see that it's very important for us here in Finland and in Nordics to take care of that. Also the head office of the Lions International supports us, not only the developing countries.
LCI and LCIF have separate administrations and budgets. Donations to LCIF are annually about $75 million. LCIF has own service programs and significant partners. In addition, LCIF grants annually about $46 million to the Lions projects around the world. What is the significance of LCIF's service programs and grants to the global causes of LCI? Well,
yet again, there I think that the catastrophic side we should put a lot more focus on, and I also think that regarding LCIF, for example, we should have kind of own European LCIF foundation where we could maybe choose our own goals what we want to do. Of course, I mean, we are a worldwide organization, but I think that we could work more efficient if we had an LCIF Europe structure, and we could communicate more for European clubs. So the American style does not always fit our purposes and our feelings and so on. So that's my answer on that one. I think we should try to get more European style focus on this one, even if we are a worldwide organization.
Well, without the money LCIF is getting and then distributing all around the world, we couldn't do so many things we are doing now. And well, the activity of Lions is twofold. One is to give money, the other one is to serve. And there are quite a lot of things where you cannot personally serve, so then you have to use money. That's why LCIF is a very good system inside the Lions organization.
I think the LCIF grants give us so much more potential, like when we in Finland have helped the Ukrainian refugees and those refugees that have arrived to Finland. So it has been the refugee grants, and then we have doubled the emphasis of the money that we have collected already. And on the other hand, now that we have the collections for the stoves and now the aggregates, so we can serve better with the grants.
I think it's very significant, and the grants are very helpful. And if you think about Finland, we have got grants from LCIF to Ukraine and so on. And also here in Finland, we have got some grants. And I think that the grants are very important in many countries. And if I think about that, LCIF has donated about 1.3 billion euros already. So that it means that it is very important issue.
They are at most important. For instance, I know that the Ukraine war catastrophe has got help from LCIF, about $9.8 million, and that is spread around Europe, mostly inside Ukraine, but also even in Finland. $650,000 we have got, and that is very important for the people. It's not only the physical help they get, but also the mental aid, that they feel that they are not forgotten, and that is very important for the future.
Next questions will be about organizational and administrative issues in International Lions. Precedence on themes and programs of LCI may vary annually. How could communication and schedules of the themes and programs be developed so that local Lions clubs can easily identify the goals and translate them into action?
This is a difficult question. So you would like me to ameliorate the system what exists now? Right away? I don't have a good answer.
So you think the communication and schedules are good at this point?
Well, if I look from Finnish point of view, we still have Finnish as the language. So everyone here, even if he or she is not able to speak English or understand English, is able to read all the essential things that he or she wants to know about.
I think the international president's themes could actually be published a bit earlier so that the clubs and districts could benefit from them earlier. So now they are published there in the international convention. And of course, it's something that everybody's waiting for, that what is going to be the theme. But to plan the whole Lions year, it would be good to know beforehand.
I think this is something that I have been missing, that what is actually happening in the executive committee and in the board of directors, because the first time I heard something was when Toni Bempo was speaking here in Finland, and he was explaining the decisions and and then the targets of the executive committee and then the board of directors. But I think the information flow should be strengthened to the clubs especially.
I think they should be monitored and coordinated from the multiple district level. We should find a concise project that would be in good cooperation with the world president, and it would be announced during our national convention maybe, and very much promoted by the district governors in their letters and in also our own media leaflets and mailings. So we should concentrate on some of these main issues. So then it will be effective.
This is a good question. I mean, many times I feel like a simple lion, that we have so many teams. Sometimes we have the district teams, we have the national teams, and we have the international teams, and this all should harmonize a little bit, and they should be for several years. And I can just give an example. When I was district governor 2018 to 2019, normally I don't like the team so much because there is some fancy names and there are not so much working tools behind it. But when I was district governor, I found it Haastattelijana, fun together, and I had a program with several working tools that the clubs could try out to make their club environment more fun and all the service projects more fun. So every month I had some extra newsletter where I gave them tools that harmonized with the team to making their Lions life better. So this is what I feel, that when you have a team, you should also have some working tools that harmonizes with that team.
Administrative budget of LCI is currently about $78 million. There are budget constraints, plans for cost reduction, and for the increase in the income. LCI is planning to reduce the size of the international board and the number of board committees, and to make board meetings more businesslike. On the other hand, the membership fee will be increased. Given these conditions, what are the most important services of LCI to the clubs and districts that should be maintained or developed? And how important do you consider the membership services of LCI in Finnish language?
I think the Finnish language service is very important, even though quite many Finnish Lions speak excellent English and understand it well, but still it's the mother tongue that they want to use. And I think the services, we can't reduce them that much. We should be getting the savings somewhere else. So actually, I think there could be better planning, also earlier done. Like now we are going to have the Mission 1.5 summit in several towns in the world, and in becoming district governors, membership leaders, and GET Global Extension Team leaders are going to these meetings, and still all the attenders are now buying the tickets at this moment when it's just like 1.5 months before the actual meeting. If it would have been done several months earlier, we would have saved a lot of money from the LCI. So the good planning and doing things earlier could save money. And if we are thinking about the board and what the board does, where does it meet? Is it necessary to have the spouses there? Could we get savings from that kind of things, rather than taking something away from the members and the clubs?
If we start with the Finnish language, I have been thinking it a lot. And of course, I don't know what are the cost of the translations, but I see it important, and it could be a pity if we lose it. And the other part of the question was actually, was it so where we should save in the cost, or?
What are the most important services of LCI to the clubs and districts?
I think there are services. Okay, LCIF is a foundation. It's not a service, but it's very important for the clubs and districts. And I think that the important services are that we get their guidance and information of the current projects, and that they could somehow and should and must somehow then guide to the clubs for the new ways of thinking, and reorganize the clubs and get the clubs younger.
Well, that's a little bit contradictory for me, because I have no problem in reading and listening to English words, but there still are many people who would not be able to follow the program of LCI if it was only in English or maybe Swedish. So it is still needed very much, and also to make the Lion members feel that they are important, and to keep them in the clubs. So that is important, although many of the younger generation don't need anymore. But it is a mental thing also. So we hope that it would be, and I think that the AI will help in this translation very quickly. So the need of personnel would be much less.
And what about the other services of LCI, that is to the clubs and districts? Which ones are important?
Well, I think the registration programs I have found a little bit difficult to get to the LCI web pages. I don't know. They should be easier to record, and I have the feeling that it is much further away from local Lions clubs than even our own multiple district leadership. It should be more visible to us. Maybe these video seminars, they could help some. And there have been, luckily, there have been more of this education training.
That is a tricky question, and I could talk for hours about that one. But yeah, if it comes to the Finnish language, you know, every year we have big problems to keep the Finnish language there. Of course, it's important and it's a huge service for our Finnish Lions organization. But I think 1 year or another we will lose it, because as long as our membership is declining, sooner or later we cannot adjust the things anymore. Normally it should be over 20,000. So both Swedish and Finnish language are really threatened to be taken away, because it's huge costs and so on. But also we should kind of emphasize now on AI, that AI is coming, and all translations, they are much easier to make. So we should lobby with Lions International that you don't need to have 200 translators anymore for Swedish and Finnish. That if you just give us a service with AI, it will not cost so much, so we can keep the Swedish and Finnish on the national level. From international side, what they should support us with from down to the Lions Club. So of course, giving us tools and modernize and always give us new instructions for all the functions and things. Like sometimes I feel that we have programs and instructors that has been there for years, and they are not up to date, and they are kind of old-fashioned. So the world around us is changing every day, and our structure, our message from headquarters, I think, should change also with the modernization. Thank you.
As I already told you, I appreciate the possibility to have the Finnish language also in the future. And how to develop things. The newest development I've seen, which is important, is the use of AI, where we have our own AI helper in the LCI, on the LCI pages. And if we want to reduce either the members in the board or the costs, we can use this kind of meetings like we have now on the internet. In previous times, you always had to go to the same place wherever in the world. Now you can stay home and still do a good job.
LCI has strong expertise in guiding the GUT teams and directing Lions districts around the world throughout the year. European Lions meet once a year at the Europa Forum. How could European Lions work together more closely towards the goals of LCI without increasing too much Lions bureaucracy?
That's of course a very difficult question if you think about the European forums, and there are not so many. Anyway, if you think about the number of Lions what we have in Europe, it's a very tiny part of the Lions who are participating in the forums. But on the other hand, the forums are very important for those who like to see other things. And there is something that I have been thinking about, that, for example, our club, we had a friendship club in Italy, and our district has a friendship club in Germany, and we have also friendship district OS 111. So that I think this could be one way in the Europe to have this the friendship clubs and visit the clubs and so on.
Yeah, I have found very, very interesting and very rewarding to take part in these Europa forums, and I'm happy that Finland is also now more visible there than the previous years. But maybe some more meetings, but they could then be virtual meetings, and maybe to get more information about the different projects that the Lions in European countries are doing. So we could even be possible to take part in other countries' programs. I know that in Mediterranean area they have very active support for the African countries. So we should know more about them. We practically work mostly with the Nordic countries, and that may be not enough. We should have a wider view. So maybe more meetings that any Lion could take part, because it is possible anyway.
Yeah, I have lots of ideas, and I could also talk for hours here. So our European Forum, it's, how should I say, it's not a critic, but it's a little bit the same with European Forum as with NSR meetings. You know, that the planning of the congresses, they should start. I have been Congress director for other international meetings in other organizations. And the core issue is that you cannot start to release a program and as speakers 1 month before. That will not get any members to join because they are interested in the program. So today, most people, either they have a function that they have to go for the European Forum, or they want to meet other Lions, but they don't count so much on learn anything. So what I mean is, like, we should start with, for example, a European Forum. We should start 2 years before, when they know that they will get the European Forum in Lisbon. They should already start to work. So when it's 1 year ready and they can launch the platform, then all programs, all speakers, everything should be ready. So they can market and get people interested to join the forum because of the quality and what they can learn themselves. And it's the same with NSR. We get the agenda, what the speakers are 1 week before the NSR meeting, and that's horrible. So there should be much better planning in front, so it gets exciting for Lions to join these meetings, and they will learn something. So that's my message.
Well, now I start answering by giving my position now. It's in the operative committee of NSR. We cooperate regularly, and I know the CCs, which I'm supporting, they have regular European meetings. I don't know whether they have once a month or every second month, but anyhow, the cooperation is more than just one annual meeting.
I think Europa Forum, as it is now, is already a very good meeting point for the European Lions, but it mainly is a meeting place for district governors and international directors, and I think it's the minority, the normal Lions, so to come there, perhaps of the expenses. But if it would be more informal and there would be more meetings where we could plan these joint projects, and actually I know there's going to be something like that in Karlsruhe next October, so it would tempt people to join, get familiar with other Lions, make better networks, connections, and then we could also develop our services better.
Now a couple of questions about your work at the International Board of Directors. At the moment, the International Board of Directors consists of 10 committees, which are Constitution and Bylaws Committee, Convention Committee, District and Club Service Committee, Finance and Headquarter Operations Committee, Leadership Development Committee, Long Range Planning Committee, Marketing Committee, Membership Development Committee, Service Activities Committee, Technology Committee, and Audit Committee. All issues for the board meetings will be prepared in the committees. You will be nominated to one committee where your main work as a board member takes place. Which 2 or 3 committees are you most interested in?
Of course, my main goal would be the Service Activities Committee and maybe long-range planning. But I'm not so much interested in finances. It's not very nice because it practically means reducing the cost and increasing the fees. So these are the two committees that I have been thinking about.
Wow, I could talk for hours here also, but of course the closest one from my own heart is the service committee. You know, we should build much more transparent projects from international side, as we have the Winter Committee Ukraine project that I have built, and now has been the world's most biggest project in Lions for 3 years to come. So it's important that when we do things and we do it together, that this project, that they are visible and people can understand the power. When we are doing things together, what will the end result be? What will 100 euro if they donate 100 euro? What will that mean? What will we buy for that? So that's really important. And so I should really want to come into the service committee, or also the committee that is working with LCIF, because LCIF's structure of today, it's old-fashioned. It's so difficult to apply for LCIF grants, and the rules and regulations, they are really complicated. And when you want to launch an LCIF project, it can take a half year to 1 year to get the permission to do that. Then it's a little bit the same we have in NSR, that should also, you know, be modernized. You know, if you want to do a project in NSR, it could take 2 years before you can get it through. And then the whole energy and idea of making that project has vanished already. So there is so much to do to harmonize and make things more effective, easier to understand, easier to apply. So that was a little bit about LCIF and the service committee. And actually, I thought there was 12 committees, but maybe they have taken away 2.
Well, I will answer in 2 ways. One is the convention committee, because the next convention in 31 will be here in Helsinki. So it would be logical for the IG to get acquainted how to arrange conventions. And of course, the other possibility would be the long-range planning committee. That's something I'm interested in.
My priorities in the committees are the leadership development committee, because, well, I have been doing a lot of leadership trainings. Then the second one, district and club service committee. And I think the third one needs to be the convention committee, because we are having the Finnish convention then 2031, and it surely would be helpful to get into that. But let's see.
Of course, long-time planning is interesting committee, because I've been always in my work. I have been working so much also for the strategy planning, and then of course what is interesting committee for us is the convention committee, because actually we will get the convention 31 to Helsinki. So this is one committee. And then environment is, well, there was also an environmental committee, yes. That's also something that interests me.
No, not actually, but it's part of service.
Service, okay.
Yeah. What are the Lions subjects closest to your heart that you would like to promote in one of those committees?
Well, is the closest one. I have so much I still want to promote. Membership grows, how we get introduced members. As I said, I have introduced over 40 members to Lions, and it's quite easy if you learn if you introduce them in the right way and you get them interested, because in the end today everyone is really busy and everyone feels like, okay, I really want to do some service, but it's easier to pay some money than to join the Lions Club. So you have to give members or possible members, you have to give them the right smorgasbord, as I call it. You have to give them an opportunity to see that they are so much into Lions that they can get used of, they can build networks, and they can learn themselves in our education system. And there's so many various of things that a person can do. So if you explain what Lions is all about in an easy way, almost everyone is interested to join Lions. So make a easier introduction program. That's the core message for me.
To include young people.
I've been talking about these customized tools for clubs now that I've been leading the national membership campaign, and so that I think if we can provide the clubs more specified help, special trainings, different things, very concrete ways to work better in the clubs, so that would be important.
As said, that we should, if you think about the future of the Lions and long-term strategy, is to how to develop the Lions organization, especially here in Europe and in Finland, so that we will get younger members and get more younger power to the clubs. So to find ways which are actually interesting to younger people, like social media, digital solutions, and so on.
Well, my interests are, of course, from my own education and career as a doctor. That would be humanitarian services like eradicating measles. That has been quite quiet recent years. And also the mental health of young people. They should be promoted much more and find new programs. What can we do about it? And we know that these cell phones, tablets, so on, young people just watch their tablets and they don't communicate with each other in person anymore. And I know that in many countries like Australia, they have banned the media, social media from young people. So we should be there also, because that is up to date now.
Next, we have a couple of questions about Lions networks and cooperation. European Lion leaders have recently created a network of European PIDs called PID Alumni. The MDs also have networks of former Lion leaders. How would you leverage the expertise of former leaders in your work as an international director?
Well, if you have such a system of previous IDs getting together, that's a huge possibility to enrich my knowledge. If I would be the current ID, I would appreciate to be able to join you.
I think the collaboration is extremely important. I mean, if I am chosen to be the international director, I'm a newcomer, and it takes a while to get into the system. So the previous leaders in Finland, in Nordic countries and in Europe, it's an important source of knowledge and also guidance, so that you know the history, what's been done and why. So what's behind the earlier decisions? So regular meetings and perhaps a mentoring team, so that we have a bit closer discussions together would be very helpful.
I think the first thing is, of course, that if you think about the former leads and then especially the PIDs, they should be then in a very, very strong mentor role, and of course there should be persons to discuss with and to find opinions, and if I have new ideas, to have somebody with whom somehow discuss and prove those ideas.
I would be happy to discuss the things with this alumni. I know many of them already, and they are fantastic people. So of course I wanted to work together with them, ask their opinion about things, and have them comment on my own ideas. I know I have many new ideas always, but they may have some resistance on higher level too, so I could gather some support if it's possible. But I think it's important that the PIDs, they have much experience, and it should be employed for the future of this association.
Oh, well, yeah. Also here I could talk for hours, but you know, I have worked for 30 years internationally in my business. I have worked in other organizations where I have been both national president in Finland, and I have been international directors in other organizations. So I have so much experience, and especially I think that having, for example, Junior Chamber of Commerce, I have been really, I'm a senator, a lifetime member, and a trustee. And the experience I have from that organization, I have so much to give to Lions, like, for example, with our World Congress in Helsinki 2031. Since I have been over 30 world conferences in JC, there is so much other things that we could implement also in Lions international conferences. And so there I have a lot to give. If I should be elected as ID for Finland, then I will also be head of chair for the host committee of Helsinki 2031. And for example, you know, just to put Finland on the map with 4 seasons, you know, that we could have winter, autumn, spring for different days in all events and so on. So there is a lot of ideas, and I can deliver, as you have seen with Winter's Coming to Ukraine and other things. Like I'm full of surprises in a good way.
So what are your thoughts about cooperation with former Lion leaders?
Yeah, I mean, it's always when you put people together with a lot of experience, you know, you have your own experience, but when you are sitting and having some working groups to create something, when you have 1 + 1 + 1, if you have 5 people, it's almost 100 times more experience that you will get out of it, because you will get spin-off for everyone. When someone gives some experience or something, some other will follow and build up. So this alumni idea is perfect, because that's many times I feel that we spend a lot of money to create world leaders in Lions, and with past district governors, we should use them more on national level. And international directors, as you have done now with the alumni. It's really the future, that because the experience that we have created and paid for to build up leaders, we should keep them to deliver as much as possible.
As an international director, you would be, for instance, MD-IR chairperson of MD-107. How do you see your role as an international director in relation to collaboration with the leadership of MD-107 Finland?
Well, since being the council chair, I have been in the meetings several years now, and we go as the MD GUT Plus, so it's this extended group of different leaders, and those conversations are very fruitful. I mean, talking to issues and seeing the multiple sides of things. So it would be just perfect to be able to continue in that. So this is something that you won't be doing alone. We need each other and each other's ideas. Absolutely.
How do you see your role as an international director in relation to collaboration with the leadership of MD-107 Finland?
Yeah, that is an interesting question. If I think about the organization is not direct to MD, as I understand. But on the other hand, I would like really to cooperate then with the Finnish MD leaders, council chairmen, CCs, and of course we always have to think about that the MD is its own unit. But anyway, there should be a close cooperation with the MD.
Yes, that is very important, and I have seen past ideas. They are different practices, but I hope that I could work very closely with the Governance Council and also PDGs as far as is possible. And of course, I would keep them aware of things that are going on in the international board. Of course, knowing that there are things that must not be spread all around. So anyway, I hope to be in close contact, and even now I have been in very good cooperation with this period's district governor group. So that is very, very familiar to me.
Yeah, well, it's as an idea, you have to be humble. You should be there for your national board, for your CC, and for the district governor. But you should not, start to take over the whole business. So when they ask you to deliver, you should do it. Many times I think that our international directors could be, they could have their own show. They could have like monthly kind of some side maybe in our Lions magazine, one page every month that they write about their experiences and what they are paid to do. If I should be an ID, I will not travel around to have good trips and fancy dinners. I will travel around to try to talk about Lions and inspire other people to do it. And that should be the same also, that when the IDs are in Finland, they should inspire Lions in Finland to go outside Finland, because Lions is an international organization, and there is so much outside Finland that can inspire and help people to grow in our Lions organization. And that will also help us to maybe keep our Lions when they get introduced to what's outside Finland. Then there is maybe more that will stay because they see the benefits to be a Lion. Thank you.
You should ask, for example, Antti Juva, who is to CC this year. We have had a very good cooperation this time concerning the Nordic cooperation. I think it was yesterday last time when we were discussing about some minor problems.
Final questions will be about you personally as an international lion. Describe the greatest international success story in your own Lions career, and let us know how has this action improved the vitality and activity of the clubs.
Okay, as said, I have not been working in the international level, so I don't have any international projects. So I have led some both projects in our club with the youth and building project and so on, but not in international projects.
Well, I'm very proud about the things that I have been able to do with my two friends in Ukraine, but also earlier in Sri Lanka. I have had very successful programs like the vocational training center in close to Colombo, Sri Lanka, and I have seen that it is very, very effective even today. But this Ukraine program, it really touched my heart. The war that started there, and I was very happy that we could help the local people with generators, wood burning stoves, and now with the ambulances. And I have cooperated with local Lions in Ukraine, and they have even asked to get some friendship treaties with Finnish Lions clubs. And also I got a response from the doctors in Zaporizhzhia, big hospital, who wanted to have cooperation with the big Finnish hospital to exchange ideas and practices. And I think that they have much more to give us than we have to give them. But anyway, the Lions clubs also have been active. I think that we should get more new clubs even, the specialty clubs. There could be some coming on after these Ukraine activities. But to take contact to all the Finnish Lions clubs, and they have contacted me, and that's how I think that it is not direct but indirect motivation to increase their activities, fundraisings locally, and of course also that we got a license from our Lions MD to use their fundraising permission. So we could be now feel closer to the leadership of our association. So that has been my success story. And of course, I have to thank my couple of friends have been starting this, but I think I have played a vital part in it. So that's something I'm very proud of and happy of.
Well, I'm sorry, it will go back to winter's coming to Ukraine again. You know, I started 2022 and I was frustrated as a Nordic coordinator and international involved Lion that the war started in Ukraine and nothing happened from the headquarters. They was discussing, yeah, we will launch something, but nothing happened. So then I decided that we have to do something in Nordic countries. So I wrote an A4 paper. I sent it to the 5 Nordic countries as a Nordic coordinator, and I said to the citizens, please, could we collect 100 generators before Christmas? And then this project just exploded, and before the end of the year, we have to extend it, and we collected 1.5 million, and we delivered 2,260 generators to schools and kindergarten. And that keeps me understand that this is what we need. We need something transparent, that when we are sending money to LCIF from our clubs and personnel and so on, We know it goes in there. We see some figures that we have gathered 76 millions every year. And then if you really dig in some old reports, then you will find out that, yeah, we have donated 100,000 to that country and 100, but you don't know where to go. But so this is the future, I think, for Lions, that we have this visible multi-country project that people really can see that, okay, I donate 100 euro. There is a family in Ukraine that will get a stove and they will survive. They can cook warm food even if the electricity away. That touches Lions' hearts, and they are easier to donate. And that's why Winter Summit Ukraine has been so successful. That it has been transparent. Everyone has seen what we have done with the money. They have seen every cent being used, and so on and so on. So that is what have touched me, and I know that there is thousands of people now. Last project was in 30 countries, and there are so many clubs and so many Lions that are coming back to say that, oh, they are so happy, but they feel greater as a Lion because they know that they have done some help in Ukraine, and they know exactly what they have done. They have maybe helped 5 families with their 500 euros and so on. So this is what we have to do. We have to go and get everything more transparent, so our Lions knows where their service go and where their money goes. Then we will have a huge success.
Well, and it has had an effect on my club.
No.
Then I would choose the youth exchange. I have been very active, or we as a family. Next summer, for example, we will have 2 young Lions from Southern Europe visiting our home. So that's an international success to have this youth exchange program to promote peace and understanding between nations. Is that what you wanted to know?
If I have to choose one, I think it has been these projects that I've been doing with diabetes. I have been in both groups that have organized the diabetes youth camps in Finland. The first one was the one held in District B, and the second one was then like NSR youth camp that was it was turned for Finland to arrange it, and I was also in that team, and it was something that hadn't been done in Finland before, and it provided the youth something new and special. The type 1 diabetics have to follow their disease very carefully because of the blood sugar levels go down, and they have to use the insulin, and it's not that common that you have the chance to go to a camp without your parents or some extra guidance, and we were able to give them this experience, youngsters all around the world, to come to the Finnish summer camp, and they made well with their diabetes, and they got new knowledge about how to treat it, and had lots of fun, because Lions and Leos is also, it's serving, but it's also having good time together, and that was something that we could then spread. So it brought smile into the youth's faces, and that felt really good. So that's why I choose the diabetes camps.
What do you say? How did this project affect to the club level?
At the club level, there were clubs who attended to the camps to provide some program to the camps, and of course there was also some youths came a bit earlier to have a day, perhaps a day in the foster for the in the family. This time it wasn't like a week's period like the normal camps, because We thought that there might be difficulties. Some might have fears of treating the diabetes, and so it was just 1 day or 2 days before the camp. But there were Lions who attended and helped to organize the camps.
Which Lion's position has given you most capabilities to work as an international director?
I think I have traveled a lot and taken part in many international conventions in European and Nordic level, even more. So maybe, of course, working as a CC and working together with our Nordic friends, but also in Sri Lanka. I have found many good friends there, and that has, I think, I have developed personally with these Sri Lankan friends because there's different culture there, and I have learned that things can be done differently. But anyway, that CC period was, of course, the pinnacle of my career so far.
Well, I think the 4 years as Nordic coordinator has so far given me the most international experience in the construction and the organization, but also as a project leader for Winter's Coming to Ukraine, working with 30 countries and especially working with LCIF now for 3 years. We have had huge bureaucratic problems to get them solved. So I have learned a lot how USA works, how Outlook works, and so on. And there is a lot that I should want to try to change. And I see also an opportunity for Europe to grow because we will get Robert Redley. He will be voted and will be our new third worldwide president in Hong Kong. And I think with a strong European team with strong international directors that really can speak up and knows the system and are easy to take up the shirt and really work for a better Europe, then that's what I think it's needed.
Well, I think it's the latest one, the one I'm running now. It's to be the OC chairman. So the Nordic Operative Committee, which supports the CCs, and I'm the chairman this year.
I think all the leadership tasks, of course, working as a district governor and the council chairperson have been important, but still I think more important has been doing the position of group leader now for the 4th time already. So helping the future leaders, incoming district governors, to grow in their roles to be the district leaders. So it has been very special thing to experience with the Finnish future leaders, and then the network of other group leaders in all over the world when we are preparing for these sessions, and whether it has been the training sessions in convention or the Q Center in Chicago, and now this time also virtual sessions. So to experience the international level of Lionism has been at its best doing this group leader thing. So I value that very highly.
I think it was when I was a district governor, and then I was selected as the chairperson of the district governors, and in this role I had to clear up what's coming from multiple districts and what are the rules and regulations from the LCI. And so I think that was the most important role, to get to know how the organization works and who is doing what and where.
What kinds of roles have you had at the international conventions or Europa forums?
Oh. Yeah, so far only as the district governor, but then also I have been a group leader for Norwegian, Danish, and Swedish upcoming district governors. So I have worked as group leader on world conferences.
Do you mean official roles or just in the international convention? None. Okay, we have had their Nordic CC meetings, but that's not really international convention. But in Europa Forum, when I was CC, I was the one to vote at the council meeting there.
As a council chair, I have been leading the Finnish delegation in Europa Forum and also in international convention. In Europa Forums, I have been making presentations there, some group works, like also in NSR meetings. So bringing Finland and the Finnish team upward and getting people to talk, and also sharing information about what we do in MD 107, what kind of projects we do have, and like now the Kutsu Lioniksi membership campaign, telling about it, and it has raised a lot of interest with other lions.
I have had mostly the visitor role in conventions which I have participated, or in the Europa Forum which I have been participating.
Yes, I was as a CC group member in Nordic meetings, and of course I was a representative of Finland Lions in European Forum when I was a CC. But in international conventions, I once worked as a ground level worker in the voting group. So I learned to know some people. And also, well, this LCIF chair, that gave me an opportunity to work together with the people in the headquarters. But anyway, not very much. But I hope that when and if I got to the place in the international board, I will also be a member in the board of our international convention in Helsinki. I'm looking forward to it.
How have you promoted the commitment of Finnish Lions clubs to our international foundation, LCIF, this fiscal year?
I'm personally a lion of commitment. I have a sign over there on my window table. But this year, if the question was how I have promoted with other clubs, well, no such activity this year. But I'm doing that personally. That's my strong belief that giving grants or money to LCIF, I can promote good things in the world.
I'm a strong promoter for LCIF as a regular donator, because I think that's one of the cornerstones of our lionism, to support our own foundation. And of course, this is something we go through with the incoming district governors. So it's important to share the message of LCIF in all the districts. And in my own club, I always bring up so that we have to remember to donate to the foundation, because that's what we Lions do. So I think those are leading by example, donating yourself and telling what good things our foundation has done, so it motivates people.
What do you mean? This fiscal year, I haven't been in any LCIF project in this fiscal year.
But have you encouraged Finnish Lions Club?
Yes, of course I have encouraged my own club. We are actually again applying a grant for it, and then I have been discussing with several clubs that they could also work together with the LCIF, donate to LCIF, and get the grants from the LCIF, because this is also, the grants is something that is not very well known in Finland.
Well, this fiscal year is less because it took so long time to get the latest Victor 4 program as an LCIF cooperative program. But earlier it was self-evident that we increased the donations very, very much thanks to this stove program and the fundraising. So it was record high level of donations. And of course I did it when I was LCIF chair in Finland. But this year has been less, but of course I have supported it in my mailings, monthly mailings for this ambulance program, and also I mentioned that there is still coming on this LCIF program, and now it is finally through. During the weekend we heard that now it's decided. So anyway, and one other thing is that I have tried to work as an example to follow. I have this pin in my collar, this number 1 of living lions in Finland now, and I have got some followers. I'm proud of that too.
Well, I go back to Winters Comedy Ukraine again. We have been so successful with this project, and it's called the Finnish, even if it has been the world's biggest Lions project outside Oak Brook. They have called it the Finnish project for Ukraine, and they have not really liked it. So now they have tried to push us to get more Europeans into the project, so it should be more European-wise. So I think Winters Come to Ukraine has always been talked as the Finnish fantastic project. So I think with this project, that of course I'm not only alone, but with all other Finnish members that has worked every day for soon 4 years with that has made a really impact for not only Lions in Europe, but even worldwide.
How would you strengthen the international competence of Finnish Lions and clubs through your own activities?
In order to be more visible and have more potential internationally, I think now that we are turning the ship, we are starting to get more members. That shows that we want to work and use our time and efforts to have the Finnish Lions very, very energized and powerful in our organization, so that we do a lot of good. We reportage services. We are seen also internationally in international projects and also in international positions, so that Finnish Lions are capable of doing, we have competence of doing, and that strengthens our position in the Lions family.
Oh, I think I would like to mentor and inform the clubs and the organization. What are actually the goals of the LCIF? What new ideas there are, and in that sense, strengthen the clubs then, and to give more information to the clubs what they could do. Of course, we cannot give any strict rules to the clubs. We can only propose what we think they should do.
Well, as I said, leading by example. And what my motto was earlier, it was practically for myself, be brave, be a lion. But now I changed it to another one, acta non verba, deeds, not only words. So I will be working with these international programs, and I am now proud to tell about them too. It is in my area in Finland very common that you must not tell other people about what you are doing, especially if you do charity. That is from our religion, but I think that we must show the people and show other Lions what we can do. And as we have managed to make this Ukraine aid a worldwide program, that is something that I'm really proud of, and I urge people to do it also in other ways. And I have supported, for instance, the solar cooker program in words, and I'm giving advice how to start fundraising for that too. That is, I'm happy that it is an NSR program now. I think that will change the world.
You mean as international director?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that I'm going back again. So if I should be international director, my biggest work for Lions members in Finland should be to try to talk about this big smorgasbord that is outside the Finnish border. So really marketing and try in an easy way to explain how much fantastic opportunities there is outside Finland in European level and in world level in education or service activities and or other leadership roles. So that should be my main focus, to get more Lions to see what's outside Lions Finland.
There has been quite a long time a discussion or a belief that we should have a Finnish international president. And I know who he will be. I will not name him now. It's not me, of course, but I will do all my best to give a good impression of Finnish Lionism in the international board, so that this future international president will have a good road to pursue.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts regarding your commitment to the extensive work of our international organization. Now, at the end of this session, you have 3 minutes time to convince the audience that you would be the best choice for the next international director from MD 107 Finland. The time starts now.
Dear Lions, my background is in engineering, and before retiring, I served in several leadership roles within the international Siemens Corporation. I bring this experience to Lions, especially my understanding of how global organizations operate and how we can strengthen our own role within them. English and German were my daily working languages, and I worked across Finland, the Nordic countries, and the Baltics. This taught me the value of cultural understanding and international cooperation. I'm also father of 3 children and grandfather of 5. Young people and families are especially important to me, and I want them to remain a central focus of our service. Strong, positive-spirited clubs are the foundation of Lions work. New members must feel welcome and included. We must listen carefully to all our members and all our clubs. I want to ensure that in the International Lions organization, our clubs remain the core of our activity, supported, valued, and empowered. Together we are strong. Cooperation between clubs enables more effective service. The International Youth Camp organized by N-district showed what we can achieve when we work together. The same applies to joint events across zones. And cooperation with the Nordic organization strengthens our visibility and appreciation. We are part of the great international organization. Our global structure gives us strong foundation, but we must continue developing it to meet today's challenges. We need new operating models, digital solutions, and stronger involvement of younger people. Our activities must also become more attractive internationally to the younger generation. We also have a great foundation, the Lions Clubs International Foundation. We have received significant support in recent years. Let us ensure that we remain active and visible so that this support continues. My goal is clear: to ensure that Finland and the Nordic countries remain strong, respect, and influential on the Lions map, today and in the future. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, dear Lion friends. My name is Heikki Hemmilä, 71-year-old physician, retired now. I've been a Lion since 1982. I served as a Centennial CC in Finland, and now I am running for the international board. I am a member of LC Ylivieska in a small town in northern Finland. I spent my professional career as a family doctor in a rural health center. I am married to Lion Raja Force, a second vice governor. We both have 3 adult children and 4 grandchildren. In my civil work and as a Lion, I always hope to make the world a better place. I am more of an observer and ponderer than a leader. My curiosity often leads me to unexplored territories. I always try to find a better way to do. For example, when I felt that medicine was not enough for my diabetic patients, I started photographic screening of diabetic retinopathy. A district-wise fundraising plus grants from Arne Fund and LCIF was enough for a retina camera. It probably have prevented or postponed visual impairment among many of my patients. I also hoped to stimulate peer support by founding a diabetes association. I love nature and I used to take photos, so among world Lions I am now known as the cameraman. I use it to promote Lionism too. With my spouse we have traveled a lot and seen how wonderful things Lions do around the world. I support our foster child program in Sri Lanka as well as our eye hospital in Ratnapura. I also arranged national fundraising to help my Sri Lankan friends to build a vocational training center for youngsters who would never be a doctor or a lawyer. I have visited this school every year since. Hundreds of skillful workers have been trained and all got employed so far. The war in Ukraine really touched my heart. The project we started with a couple of friends grew to a worldwide program that I am very proud of. It truly gave a meaning to my life. In addition to the practical aid of thousands of power generators, wood-burning stoves, and 28 ambulances so far we supplied, we have seen the mental strength we have given to the people. They said it was important for us to be there in person. They were not forgotten. During these projects, I have seen great success, but I've also seen rules and procedures that would be better off adjusted a bit. This is the expertise I wish to offer to our great organization. Thank you.
All right, dear Lions friends in Finland, my name is Björn Hägerstrand, as you maybe know already. I've been working as a Lion for 26 years, and my journey actually began with Lions Club Mariehamn 2000. But then when I was district governor, I founded the first specialty club in Finland and the first mixed club in Åland Islands called Lions Club Åland Culinaria, where I'm a member now and will be president next year. I have always believed that Lions should be both meaningful and joyful. And when I started district governor in our district, we had the best membership growth in District A, and we became the largest district under my team having fun together, Hausta Yhdessä. I'm an international person and I have a long background. I have lived in 5 countries as far away as Taiwan. And for more than 30 years, I have worked globally with fragrance and cosmetic industry. Within Lions, I have worked internationally for 9 years, participated in more than 25 international conventions, and received over 39 awards, whereof them 21 is on international status. One of the most important parts of my life as Lion has been founding the Victory Project. Together with Lions in over 30 countries, we have delivered more than 2,200 generators and 23,000 stoves to Ukraine, helping more than 500,000 people so far. Today, as you maybe know, we are still working with Victory 4 with mid-size generators, and I have already worked half year for planning of Victory 5, that with Google Europe, hopefully I can launch Victory 5 that will lead to 20,000 laptops to school children in Ukraine. But we will come back to that later. But beyond all the projects, I want to share something personal. Lions is not a hobby for me, it's a lifestyle. I love talking about Lions, and I talk Lions everywhere I go. So far, I have introduced over 44 friends into Lions and more abroad that have joined other clubs in other countries. Inspiring new members is something that comes naturally to me, and it's essential as an international director, I feel. I have also served 4 years as Nordic coordinator, and as an international director, I would have the mandate to modernize and strengthen NSR, making Nordic cooperation more visible and more influential globally. And looking ahead, Finland will host the International Convention in Helsinki 2031. Our next idea will be chair of the convention leadership group. I have previously been Congress director for large international conventions in other organizations. And I know how to create events that people will remember. I would love to have to build a world convention that showcases Finland, perhaps even though 4 seasons as a unifying team. So why should you choose me? Because I bring a bear strength and a lion's heart. I bring international experience, a global network with more than 10,000 lions, and a courage to stand for transparency and modernization. And above all, I bring a deep love for this organization and a commitment to serve locally, naturally, and globally. Thank you.
Dear Lions friends, thank you for letting me address you in this way. My name is Aarne Kivioja. I have been a Lion for 25 years. My wife Tuula is a Lion too. We have 5 children and 12 grandchildren. I'm an orthopedic surgeon, 73 years old. I still do have my outpatient clinic and I respond to requests for expert opinions. As a Lion, I have been the council chairman for Finland MD 107 6 years ago. This Lions year, I am the chairman of the operative committee, the OC group of the Nordic Cooperation Council, NSR, the group that helps the current CCs to make good decisions. The requirement from our MD to qualify for an IT international director is to have a good skill in foreign languages and the ability to cooperate. First, about languages. I have given addresses in scientific meetings around the world in 4 languages. In addition, I am able to speak 3 more languages. For a European ID, it is good to master several foreign languages, for example in French. Mesdames et messieurs, je serai à votre disposition et je ferai mon meilleur. I believe strongly in children and in young people. They are our future. I'm the one to take care of youth exchange in our club. I am responsible for arranging what we call Lasten Leijonahiihto, the skiing event for children between 4 and 12 years, where every participating child gets a medal. Then about cooperation. During my year as the council chairman, we were able to reach unanimous conclusions in all cases, in the difficult ones too. The basis for this success was that we dug in deeply in the problems to get all the necessary information to make good decisions. I'm eager to listen to the opinions of you, the Alliance. I'm in a good physical condition, skiing in the winter and cycling in the summer. I do not need any medication. I have plenty of free time to be used to accomplish the tasks needed for the ID position. I am at your service. Thank you.
Dear Lions and Leos, I'm Sanna Mustonen, candidate for International Director. Internationality has always been part of me. I love foreign languages and different cultures. Making contacts and socializing are easy for me, and I get energized by people. My networks in Lions are both national and international. I'm determined and I want to solve puzzles and problems, and the more complicated ones, the better the feeling after having solved the problem. I've been working in leading positions for last 15 years, and I lead by example and presence, and I always believe in people and the power of positivity. I've been a licensed trainer both in medical profession and in Lions. I have served as a Global Action Team area leader for 2 years in Nordic countries and Baltic countries, and at the moment I'm part of European working group that helps the Long Range Planning Committee Europe. 2 years ago, I was asked to jump into the boots of National Membership Campaign leader when no one had applied for the task. Like many of you know, I rarely say no. I firmly believe that I know Finnish Lions and Lions clubs. There's no single solution to help our clubs to flourish. They need customized tools and strengthening of competence to keep their members serving, visible, and satisfied. There are only 6 European directors at the board simultaneously. Those 6 need to cooperate with each other and all the European Lions countries in order to make our special needs, skills, and voices known in our association. Lions Clubs International can only be built stronger by its own leading Lions and local serving members. Based on my experience in different roles, collaboration is the key to strengthen our Lions family and to make real miracles in the world. I'm available and ready to commit for the task of next European International Director. You make the choice. Thank you.
Kiitos kaikille kuulijoille mielenkiinnosta. Tervetuloa Ouluun Lions-liiton vuosikokoukseen omien Lions-klubienne edustajina äänestämään omaa suosikkianne seuraavaksi suomalaiseksi kansainväliseksi johtajaksi.